It all starts with something seemingly simple, a parent-teacher association meeting. ... As always in Springfield, nothing is ever simple. While all the parents show off their phones and exchange emails about their kids, Marge realizes something terrible. She's the only person in the room without an email address. ... She tries to hide her embarrassment, but it's too late. Everyone starts whispering ... You still use a landline, Marge. What's your modem? The one that screams like a dying cat. Marge's pride evaporates instantly. Humiliated, she decides it's time to modernize ... Back home, she makes an announcement. Homer, tomorrow, I'm buying a computer. Great, honey. That way, you can pay the bills without talking to me. The next day, Marge shows up with a brand new computer, or at least the cheapest one she could find. Complete with a pink mouse that matches her hair. She spends hours learning to use it, fascinated by every click and the cheerful startup sound of Windows. A new Marge is born, modern, connected, and ready for the digital age. But like every innocent soul who goes online for the first time, she soon falls into a trap. While exploring her emails, she finds one that says, "Play Earthland Realms and discover the hero within you." Curious? She clicks, and without realizing it, opens the door to a brand new obsession, the most chaotic fantasy RPG ever created. Inside the game, Marge creates her avatar, a kind and brave elf in a blue dress. She begins her journey in a bright green field where the sun never sets. And everyone seems happy for now. Soon, she discovers that practically all of Springfield is in the game. Apu is a gemstone merchant. Skinner is a nervous turkey. Mrs. Krabappel is a sorceress who casts love spells on everyone. And Mo is a troll. Literally. Hey, I'm not a troll. It's just bad graphics. Each player lives a bizarre digital version of themselves, where even the simplest chores become epic quests. Marge is having fun. She helps Chief Wiggum catch enchanted pigs, collects potions for Mrs. Hoover, and even frees Millhouse, who's been cursed and turned into a maid. But the fun doesn't last long. The sky darkens. The digital wind howls. NPCs start running for cover. A name flashes across the chat in red letters. The Shadow Knight has arrived. Suddenly, the training field bursts into flames. A knight in black armor appears, riding a fiery horse and wielding a sword that spits fire. Skinner tries to escape, but he's burned in seconds. My turkey! He burned my turkey! He screams before vanishing into pixels. Apu grabs Marge and whispers in terror. That's the Shadow Knight, the most powerful player in Earthland Realms. No one survives him! Marge watches, fascinated and horrified. Who could this mysterious player be, the one terrorizing the whole server? Later, in the real world, Marge is doing laundry when she overhears Bart shouting from his room. Another senseless death caused by the Shadow Knight. She freezes. Bart is the Shadow Knight? Yes. Her own son is the most feared villain in the game. In the virtual world, Bart is a legend, a destructive player who wipes out villages for fun. Marge decides she has to do something. She logs back into Earthland Realms, determined to understand the world where her son hides. But the moment she reappears, the sky turns black and the Shadow Knight appears before her. He approaches slowly, sword glowing red. Prepare yourself, foolish elf. No one survives my blade of darkness. Bart, it's me, your mother. Doesn't matter. And here, there is no family. The shock is instant. The bright, cheerful world turns into a digital battlefield between mother and son. Marge tries to reason with him, but Bart is relentless. He attacks, destroys entire villages, and laughs with every victory. His pride in being the strongest player outweighs any sense of guilt or love. Even with little experience, Marge refuses to give up. She starts training, leveling up, and learning new spells. With every quest, she grows stronger in hopes that maybe, just maybe, she can face Bart or help him see what he's become. And so begins the most unlikely war in Simpsons history. Marge, the gentle elf, versus Bart, the Shadow Knight. Mother versus son. kindness versus chaos. Or, in gamer terms, level 2 versus level 99. Marge dives deeper into Earthland realms, determined to understand the world that stole her son's attention. Every night, while the rest of the family sleeps, she logs in quietly, her eyes glowing with the reflection of her screen. The once clueless mom has become an obsessed adventurer. Her mouse clicks echo through the living room as she trains her elven character, collecting armor, completing quests, and trying to reach the level where she can finally face Bart. She's not alone, though. She joins a guild led by Comic Book Guy, or as he calls himself, Inge, the collector of infinite Ludhis. QG matches are the weirdest combination of Springfield residents imaginable. Mo the Troll, Epu, the Merchant Mage, and even Ned Flanders, who insists on healing everyone before each battle while quoting Bible verses. Remember, friends, even in digital war, love thy neighbor. Shut up, Flanders! Mo grunts, smashing his club into a slime monster. As Marge grows stronger, she begins to see why people love this game. The sense of adventure, the friendships, the little victories. It's like living another life. She starts enjoying it too much. Laundry piles up, dinner burns, and Lisa begins to notice. Mom, are you addicted to gaming? Marge looks up, dazed, eyes still locked on the screen. Of course not, sweetie. I can stop whenever I want, right after this quest. Meanwhile, Bart, or the Shadow Knight, continues his reign of terror across Earthland realms. He raids towns, wipes out entire guilds, and taunts players in chat. Screens everywhere tremble when his name appears. But Bart doesn't know that one of his new rivals, the rising hero known as Mumelfi 99, is actually his own mother. The two cross paths again during a massive raid in the Crystal Desert. Marge and her guild are about to complete a mission when Bart appears on his flaming horse, sword in hand. Your journey ends here. Noobs, not this time, Marge yells, casting a freezing spell that actually slows him down. The entire server gasps. Someone finally hurt the Shadow Knight. Bart is furious. Who dares challenge me? Marge smirks. Just a mom who's tired of your attitude. The battle explodes into chaos fireballs. Ice spells, Mo screaming, I'm lagging, until Bart wipes the floor with all of them. Only Marge remains standing, her character beaten but unbroken. You can't win, whoever you are, Bart says. Maybe not. But you should still be doing your homework. He freezes. That voice. That tone. That tone. Even in a world of pixels, he recognizes it. Mo. No way. You're Moom Elf? 99? Marge nods proudly. That's right. And I'm grounding you virtually. Bart freaks out. His cool, dangerous reputation collapses instantly as everyone in the chat realizes the Shadow Knight's mom just scolded Eam. Bro, is that your mom? LOL, Shadow Knight got grounded. Bart logs out in shame. Outside the game, the house becomes a Cold War zone. Bart avoids eye contact. Marge pretends not to care, but deep down, both already hurt. Bart feels humiliated, and Marge starts questioning if she went too far. All she wanted was to understand her son, not destroy his world. Later that night, Homer wanders into the living room with a beer in hand. Hey, Marge, what's this game you're playing? Marge sighs. It's called Earthland Realms. It's fun, but maybe a little too fun. Within 5 minutes, Homer is hooked. He creates a muscular warrior named Chunky Lover 69 and immediately starts smashing goblins. Woohoo! Ooh. I'm level 5 already, Marge groans. Oh no, not another one! Now Springfield has 2 gaming addicts in one house. Marge and Homer begin spending their nights online together, fighting monsters, collecting loot, and, surprisingly, bonding. Homer might be clueless in real life, but in the game, he's a legend. And that makes Marge strangely proud. But peace never lasts long in Springfield or online. Rumors start spreading that the Shadow Knight is preparing his biggest attack yet. Bart is planning to wipe out an entire kingdom just to prove he's still the best. Marge realizes she must stop him, not just as a gamer, but as a mother. She looks at Homer and says, "Honey, I need your help. We have to take down our own son." Homer grins, slurping his duff. Finally, a family activity I can enjoy. The battle for Bart's soul and for Springfield's digital world is about to begin. Springfield has never seen a digital crisis like this. Every gamer in town logs in nervously, whispering about one name: the Shadow Knight. Bart's plan to destroy the virtual capital? The shining city of Lightspire spreads like wildfire across the servers. Guilds are panicking, NPCs are running for their lives, and even Flanders has posted on the message board, "Pray for Earthland realms." Marge knows what's coming. She's trained for weeks, upgraded her armor, and prepared every healing potion she can craft. But she also knows this isn't just another game mission. This is about family. About saving Bart from disappearing into a world where rules don't matter. She logs in alongside Homer aka Chunky Lover 69, who proudly wears golden armor and accidentally swings his sword at allies more than enemies. Sorry, team. My finger slipped. Mosai's? We're doomed! The guild gathers for one final stand. Comic book guy gives an inspirational speech that's basically just him bragging about his stats. As the highest level mage with the rarest cape, I declare this the greatest battle since I soloed the Hydra of Snark. Nobody claps. But despite the chaos, they're united. Marge leads them with the quiet determination of a mom who's had enough nonsense for one lifetime. Then the sky darkens. The ground shakes. The Shadow Knight arrives. Bart's avatar towers above them, his horse glowing red, armor pulsing with dark energy. "You can't stop me. This world belongs to me now." Marge steps forward, her elven character glowing with light. "Not while your mother's online." The first clash is brutal. Fire rains down, arrows fly, and Homer charges headfirst into danger, shouting, "Woohoo! XP!" But Bart is unstoppable. He wipes out wave after wave of players with a single swing of his sword. The city's walls crumble, the music turns dark, and chat messages flood the screen. "Shadow Knight up! Devs, please! Nerf!" Still, Marge refuses to give up. She revives fallen teammates, shields Homer from attacks, and stands her ground. Every spell she casts, every step she takes, it's not about victory, it's about reaching her son. "Bart, please, this isn't who you are. You wouldn't understand. Here, I'm respected. I'm powerful. I'm not just some dumb kid." The words hit Marge like a lightning bolt. She finally sees the truth. Bart doesn't just play for fun. He plays because it's the one place where he feels in control, where nobody tells him what to do. She lowers her weapon. "I do understand, Bart, but being powerful doesn't mean hurting people. It means helping them." For a moment, the battlefield goes silent. Bart hesitates, sword trembling. You can almost hear his real-world self thinking behind the monitor. But before he can respond, Homer jumps in, shouting, "Hey, Bart, look what I found! A loot chest full of donuts!" Bart groans. "Dad, this is serious." Homer grins. "That's what makes it fun. The tension breaks." The Shadow Knight laughs, an honest, real laugh. Marge smiles. The game's epic music softens. For the first time, Bart lowers his sword. But of course, peace in Earthland realms doesn't last long. Mo accidentally triggers a boss fight by kicking a dragon's egg. Oops! Chaos returns instantly. Fire everywhere, players screaming, Homer running in circles. The family unites to fight the dragon together. Marge healing, Homer swinging wildly, and Bart casting massive spells that light up the sky. It's messy, hilarious, and somehow beautiful. When they finally slay the beast, the entire server celebrates. Messages flood the chat. Shadow Knight saved us. Moomelf99 is a legend. Chunky Lover, 69 for president. Bart looks at his mom's character, exhausted. Guess we make a pretty good team, huh? Marge smiles softly. Always have, sweetheart. Even when you're grounded, back in the real world, Bart logs off with a tiny grin. Okay, that was kinda awesome. Marge nods, relieved. I'm proud of you, Bart. But maybe next time, let's do something offline. Bart shrugs. Sure. Mom! After one more quest, cut to Homer, still online hours later, yelling, Marge, I'm stuck in a cave! Sandy's next. The scene fades with the glowing light of their monitors illuminating the house. The digital world and the real one now, strangely connected. Family through chaos, lag, and love. After the great dragon fight, Earthland Realms is finally at peace. Well, as peaceful as a game filled with trolls, wizards, and Homer can ever be. Marge's name spreads through the servers, the mom who saved the realm, the elf who stood up to the Shadow Knight. Screenshots flood the forums. Fan art appears overnight. Someone even sells a Team Marge t-shirt for $10 on Etsy. Bart logs in one last time, wandering through the empty digital fields. The sky is calm. The world feels lighter. He opens his inventory and stares at his legendary sword, the same weapon he used to destroy half of Springfield's avatars. Slowly, he puts it away. Guess being the bad guy gets old after a while, he mutters. Marge appears beside him, glowing softly in her elven armor. You know, Bart, that game might be virtual, but the people you hurt still felt real. Bart sighs. Yeah, I know. Don't worry, Mom. I'll use my powers for good. Maybe I'll protect newbies instead of burning their villages. Marge smiles. That's my boy! A hero at last. And just like that, the Shadow Knight retires. The Mother Anson duo stands side by side, watching the pixelated sunset. 2 players, 1 family, and 0 remaining quests. But of course, in true Simpsons fashion, peace lasts about as long as Homer's diet. Downstairs, Homer has discovered online sports betting. Marge, I just bet $50 that Portugal beats Brazil in the Pixel World Cup. Homer, that's not even a real sport. It is now. Lisa walks by holding her soccer ball. You could just come outside and play real soccer. You know? Homer shakes his head. Real soccer doesn't give you bonus coins, sweetie. Meanwhile, Moe's Tavern has turned into a full-blown gamer lounge. Mo sits behind the counter wearing a headset. Come on, guys. I'm tanking here. If I die again, I'm banning everyone from the bar. Barney burps into the mic. Respawn faster. Noob. Even Grandpa Simpson gets in on the trend, though no one knows how. He spends hours shouting at his computer, convinced he's controlling a horse when in fact he's just typing in Word. This keyboard horse won't stop running. Back at home, Marge enjoys a quiet moment. She logs out, closes the laptop, and breathes deeply. The house is peaceful for once. But then she hears a faint sound from upstairs, Bart's laugh. She opens his door and finds him back at it again. This time, his character sits on a throne surrounded by treasure, and the words, "The Return of the Shadow Knight," flash across the screen. Bart, she yells. Bart grins. Hela, Shimon. I'm not destroying cities anymore. I'm just collecting taxes. Marge sighs. That's worse. Cut to a montage. Bart riding through Earthland Realms, wearing a golden crown, enforcing his new peaceful dictatorship while citizens throw confetti. Moe's character gets decapitated again. Homer's stuck in a glitchy cave. Lisa logs in to play for the first time and immediately rage quits after. Bart taxes her for using magic. Marge eventually joins the game once more, determined to keep her son in check. And together, they form an unlikely guild, the Simpsons of Springfield. Defenders and sometimes destroyers of the digital realm. As the camera pans out over the fantasy landscape, the voices of the family echo in the distance, arguing, laughing, and shouting over lag.
Hey, looks like if in a video game, mes still the final boss. Es me expert. And if you guys survive this week episode outrage, waiting can get you leveled up. Now hit the subscribe button before Marge grounds you for baby.